What if the salt in your food isn't the friend you thought it was? After 60, hidden sodium in processed meals can quietly swell your legs, weaken your veins, and steal your strength. Doctors now warn it's not just about blood pressure, it's about circulation and muscle loss too. Stay with me because I'll share a simple 30-day plan to flush it out and restore power to your legs. Doctors often warn us about sugar, fat, or cholesterol. Yet few speak about the slow erosion caused by processed sodium, the industrial kind that sneaks into canned soups, cold cuts, crackers, sauces, and even cereals labeled as healthy. This sodium doesn't announce itself with a strong taste. It doesn't remind you that you're consuming it. It works in silence, it swells your ankles, weakens your circulation, and steals the strength of your legs before you realize what has happened. That subtle swelling after a long day, that night cramp that pulls you from sleep, it may not be a sign of age, but of this hidden intruder. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived beyond 100 years, often reminded us that health is built or broken by the simplest choices. He said it is not the grand gestures, but the quiet daily habits that determine our destiny. Salt, when it comes in its natural form, a pinch on fresh vegetables, a sprinkle on soup, is not the enemy. It is the industrial sodium, the invisible kind that breaks down mobility little by little. It is this quiet destroyer that many carry into their 70s without even knowing. Dr. Mark Hyman, one of the leading voices in functional medicine, adds that most chronic conditions after 60 are food-driven. And though sugar steals many headlines, it is often industrial salt that quietly poisons circulation and delays the body's ability to repair muscles. Think of it, the very muscles that hold you upright, that carry you to the garden or the market, are forced to fight against what you unknowingly eat every single day. This is why your legs matter so much in this story, because when they weaken, everything changes. How far you can walk, how easily you rise from a chair, whether you feel strong enough to meet friends, or whether you stay home. Your legs are not just tools for movement. They are the pillars of independence, the roots of your freedom. And when industrial salt slips into your food, it is not simply raising your blood pressure, it is attacking the very ground beneath you. Today, we begin to uncover these poisons. Not with fear, not with sensational promises, but with clarity and compassion. We will look at why your legs are the first to suffer. We will learn where this sodium hides, even in foods that look innocent. We will see how it dries out your muscles without even making you thirsty. And finally, I will walk you through a 30-day protocol. Not a punishment, not a diet, but a gentle path to detox your body from this silent enemy and restore strength where you need it most. The body has a language of its own. Long before the heart sends warnings or the memory begins to slip, it is the legs that speak first. Swelling around the ankles, cramps that wake you in the night, or that strange heaviness after a short walk, these are not random signs. They are the body's quiet plea against something that has been building up for years. Many assume it is age, a natural decline, yet often it is not age at all. It is the silent retention of water provoked by sodium hiding in what seems like ordinary food. The legs, with their intricate network of blood vessels, are the first to reveal the struggle. When industrial sodium floods the system, the delicate lining of those vessels, the endothelium, loses its flexibility. Blood no longer flows with ease through the calves and thighs. The result is a fatigue that creeps in unnoticed, as if the very road beneath your steps had become steeper. You may tell yourself, "I'm just slowing down," when in truth, your circulation has been quietly compromised. Science has begun to catch up with what many have felt in their own bodies. A 2020 study in Italy followed seniors whose diets carried more than 3,000 milligrams of sodium each day. By the time they reached 70, their rate of leg weakness had doubled compared to those who consumed less. Numbers confirm what experience whispers. The salt that slips into your food can harden your steps as surely as time itself. But the story does not end in statistics. In every kitchen lies the possibility of change. When canned broths and cold cuts are set aside for fresh prepared meals, circulation begins to breathe again. Ancient traditions show us that miso paste, kelp powder, and natural seasonings can bring flavor without burdening the body. These are not exotic luxuries, but humble alternatives that have been used for generations in places where old age still carries vitality. Excess salt has been called many things by physicians, But perhaps the most vivid image is this. It acts like concrete in your legs. At first, it is soft, malleable, easy to ignore. But as the years pass, step after step, it hardens. What once felt like freedom becomes a weight you carry without even knowing why. To understand this is not to fall into despair, but to recognize that the first warning signs are not aging. They are opportunities. The heaviness, the swelling, the cramp, each one is a message that can still be answered. And so as we move forward, remember this. The legs are not betraying you. They are protecting you, sending signals in the only way they can. If you listen, you will find that they have been trying to tell you the truth all along. What seems like decline may in fact be the body asking for relief. And the relief begins with uncovering where the salt hides. For many, the first thought is, I don't add much salt at the table, so I must be safe. Yet salt does not always arrive in the form of a shaker. The true danger is often hidden in foods that do not taste salty at all. A slice of bread, a spoonful of breakfast cereal, a spoonful of cottage cheese, or even a so-called plant-based healthy patty. All of these may carry more sodium than you ever imagined. The body absorbs it silently, and the legs pay the price. This is the subtle trap. The tongue is easily deceived. Processed food is designed to mask the harsh edge of sodium with sugar, starch, and artificial flavors. What feels soft, pleasant, even wholesome in the mouth can still burden the bloodstream. In this way, industrial food tricks the senses while tightening its hold on circulation. You may believe you are avoiding salt, while your legs are being quietly robbed of their lightness. There is another way, preserved in the wisdom of long-lived cultures. In Japan, the flavor known as umami, the deep, savory taste, has never required heavy salt. Instead, kombu seaweed, dried mushrooms, or fermented pastes offer both nourishment and flavor, supporting the vessels instead of constricting them. Meals become not just food, but medicine disguised as daily ritual. A pot of soup made fragrant with these ingredients carries strength instead of weight. Awareness is the first turning point. Imagine for a moment scanning the back of a package and circling the hidden numbers that tell the real story. 250 milligrams here, 400 milligrams there. A loaf of whole wheat bread that claims health can hold more sodium than a handful of chips. A bottle of sauce, sweet on the tongue, may hide a salt content that hardens the very steps you wish to keep light. By paying attention, the invisible thief is forced into the open. Hidden salt is like a quiet burglar who never breaks a window or forces a lock. Instead, it slips in through the most ordinary doors, the foods you trust, the items you eat daily. And because it steals in silence, the loss is only felt years later, when walking feels heavier, when legs no longer carry you as far as they once did. To name the thief is to reclaim power, and to reclaim power is to give your legs the chance to carry you with dignity once more. Yet this is only part of the story. Because beyond stealing strength, excess sodium drains the body of something even more essential, the water that lives within each muscle cell, the hidden hydration that allows your legs to move freely. And that is where our journey continues. The body is more water than anything else. Every muscle, every fiber of tissue depends on that invisible river flowing within. Yet sodium, when consumed in excess, begins to drain this river from the inside. Unlike the thirst you feel on a hot summer day, this is not a thirst you recognize. It is a slow drying out of the very cells that give your muscles their power. Step by step, contraction by contraction, the legs lose the fluidity that once made them strong. Over time, this silent dehydration shows itself in ways that feel strangely familiar. The cramp that startles you at night, the soreness that lingers after even a short walk, the stiffness when rising from a chair, these are not random punishments. They are the echoes of muscles robbed of their hydration. Sodium in excess pulls water out of the muscle cell, leaving it brittle, less able to repair itself, less able to carry you with ease. It is not just fatigue. It is chemistry reshaping your body's most loyal companions. When the body loses water in this hidden way, it does not lose water alone. Magnesium and potassium, two minerals that calm the nerves and ease the muscles, are also carried away. The result is a body that twitches in the night, calves that spasm without warning, thighs that ache long after the walk has ended. It is easy to think, this is age. But in truth, it is a depletion, a slow unraveling of balance caused by what has quietly entered your food. Across the seas in Okinawa, Elders have long practiced rituals that preserve this balance. They sip diluted barley tea, light and cleansing, or drink hot water infused with umeboshi, the pickled plum that brings a gentle harmony back to the body. These traditions are not exotic curiosities. They are reminders that hydration is not only about water, but about the minerals that live within it, guiding the muscles to move with grace. Even small rituals of renewal can bring relief. A cup of cucumber water in the morning, or lemon-infused water before breakfast, offers the kidneys a gentle nudge to flush what no longer serves. These are gestures so simple they feel almost symbolic, yet in their quiet way, they restore a balance that has been silently eroded. The body begins to thank you not with words, but with steps that feel lighter, with nights that are less disturbed by pain. Salt, then, does more than make you thirsty. It dries out the hidden parts of you, the parts that help you walk tall, the parts that hold your independence, the parts that allow you to rise in the morning with strength. To see this clearly is not to fear it, but to understand what has been taken. And once you understand, you can begin the slow and steady work of giving it back. The question then becomes, how do you reclaim what was lost? How do you restore not just balance but vitality? That is the path we now enter, with a simple protocol to guide your body back towards strength. The body responds not to sudden revolutions, but to gentle and consistent rhythms. Healing arrives when the daily routine begins to carry whispers of care. For decades, many have unknowingly taken in hidden sodium, and for decades the body has endured. Yet with time, the taste buds can be reset, circulation can breathe again, and muscles can begin to hold strength with more ease. It does not take a lifetime of change to spark this renewal. Sometimes it takes only a season, 30 days of small and steady adjustments. The first step in this journey is to clear space. Packaged foods often carry more than 400 milligrams of sodium in a single serving, enough to weigh the body down before the day has even begun. By setting them aside, even for just a few days, something remarkable happens. The tongue relearns what food truly tastes like. A tomato regains its sweetness, a potato its earthy comfort. The palate softens, the body sighs with relief, and the legs, once heavy, begin to sense a lighter load. As the days unfold, flavor need not be lost. The table salt once poured with habit can give way to spices rich in life and circulation-friendly minerals. Celery seed, cumin, and paprika, seasonings once chosen for aroma, now carry the added gift of supporting balance within the blood. In this way, every meal becomes a quiet ally for the body. The food does not merely fill the stomach. It begins to nurture the vessels, the muscles, the very steps that carry you through the world. The mornings hold their own gentle ritual. Adding a potassium-rich food to breakfast, a banana, an avocado, a beet, does more than please the tongue. It restores what sodium has taken away. Potassium flushes hidden salt from the muscle cell, allowing hydration to return. Over time, the cramps that once startled you at night begin to fade. The heaviness after a walk grows lighter. The body starts to remember a rhythm it had not felt in years. There is also a simple daily flush that has been practiced quietly in kitchens for generations. A glass of warm water, with a spoon of apple cider vinegar and a pinch of cinnamon taken before the midday meal, gives the kidneys a gentle push. It is not harsh, not dramatic. It is a soft reminder to release what has been held too long. The body thanks you not in sudden miracles, but in subtler ways, in steps that are less stiff, in mornings that do not begin with swelling. This protocol is not punishment. It is not about giving things up, but about giving yourself back what was always meant to be yours: strength, balance, independence. Think of these 30 days as a way to reclaim your legs, not just legs for walking, but legs for standing at the stove with ease, for strolling through the garden without pause, for rising from the armchair without hesitation. It is 30 days to remember that your body has not forgotten you. It is only waiting to be heard. And when 30 days have passed, what may remain is not just a lighter step, but a deeper confidence. Because the journey is never just about the food. It is about what the food allows you to do, to live, to move, to feel like yourself again. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a renewal. And as the body begins to recover from the silent weight of sodium, the heart also begins to rediscover the freedom of movement. Your legs reflect what you keep hidden on the inside. The truth of health is often less about what we see and more about what remains invisible. It is not always the large, dramatic choices that shape the way we age. More often, it is the quiet exposures, the hidden salt in an innocent loaf of bread, the extra milligrams inside a familiar cereal, the packaged food that seemed harmless. These are the choices that accumulate like shadows, slowly taking strength from the legs, silently stealing independence. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived beyond a century, reminded us that what we place in our bodies shapes how we move, how we think, and how we connect with the world. His life was a testament to the power of subtle, consistent care. And Dr. Mark Hyman echoes this wisdom in more modern language. Food is information. Every bite carries a message. It either tells the body to function with vitality, or it instructs it to falter. Salt, more than many realize, speaks loudly in this language, setting the rhythm for circulation, for repair, for the very ability to rise and walk with confidence. But this story is not one of loss. It is one of renewal. These changes are not restrictions. They are acts of regeneration. Your legs do not ask for heavy workouts or unreachable goals. They ask for balance, for circulation, for nourishment that supports rather than suffocates. In each sip of water flavored with lemon, in each spice that replaces the salt shaker, in each meal prepared with awareness, the body begins to restore itself. These are not demands. They are gifts. The 30-day journey we have spoken about is not a challenge to endure, but an experiment in possibility. It is a way to see what happens when the body is freed from what weighs it down. It is an invitation to rediscover strength you believed had been lost. When the swelling fades, when the cramps loosen their grip, when the heaviness lifts even slightly, you begin to see that the body has not abandoned you. It has been waiting for you all along. And now, a question to leave lingering in your heart. Which foods have made your legs feel heavy, and which have given them lightness? Share the story, because your experience may become someone else's first step toward renewal. In speaking it aloud, you remind others and yourself that even after decades there is still time to reclaim strength, still time to walk with freedom, still time to live with dignity.